Why do we lose games on the road by such a huge point differential when, granted, to go back to it, okay, we lose to TCU by 1, at home, an away game. That was just a weird loss. Should have won that one. But then we lose to Texas Tech 93-55 later on that week. It's just mind-numbing how bad that can be, right? I mean, Utah beat the brakes off of us, and then we beat them at home. It's so weird, right?
It is weird. Sometimes you see teams who go on the road and they just lose a lot of close games. They kind of fall apart at the end of a game. But that was not Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State was just a bad team on the road. You're saying it all perfect. They got blown out in 15-point games. They lost by 20 at sometimes. There was just a lot of games where they didn't even really show up and they weren't competitive. I think the only two games I can think of where they were competitive and they actually should have won against TCU. I was watching that one. They lost basically at the buzzer against TCU. And the other one was against Baylor. They're very competitive in that game against Baylor. And those were the only two games that I can remember off the top of my head where they actually showed up and were in those games for the most part. Outside of that, they were not competitive in any of them. So I don't know what it was. I don't know what the reason behind it is. It is weird, though, to see the margin that we were losing by in those games.
Yeah, the one thing that tells the tale for me here is really just our turnover percentage. I mean, our worst turnover percentage we had here that we still won a game is against Tarleton State. And we won by 5, but we turned the ball over 25% of the time that we had it. It's just bizarre. Efficiency field goal percentage here as we're raking it down. It's insane how bad that looks. The best efficiency field goal percentage we had was against St. Thomas, where we won by 9. But then we're losing to BYU, Tech, the loss only by 10. Then Tech again, the loss by almost 40. OU, it's still bad field goal percentage. It really seems like it came down to just our free throws. I mean, looking this up and down, free throw percentage here is just wild when you look at it because our loss against TCU, we were 64% free throw percentage. Loss against Utah, also 63%. Now, granted, that Utah loss is 83-62. It's by 21 points, but we beat TCU. Weirdly enough, we shot the exact same free throw percentage in both times we played Utah.